Thank you for your patience with that. What I'm doing is I'd like to get a group picture of each band so that we can hang it up in the band room and just consecutively, keep track of all of our students that come through our program. So thank you for bearing with us on that. What you see behind you is the Wind Ensemble, and I'm quite excited for you to hear our program. They've been sounding really, really good. It's been a lot of fun this spring to put this together. So this first piece is called Eternal Echoes by Lortz, and it has quite significant personal meaning for myself. This piece was commissioned by the Only Concert Band, which is a community band that I direct down in Montgomery County. The piece is dedicated to Melinda Siegel-Frisch, who was a longtime member of the band and also happens to be my mother. She passed away from cancer in 2017. Eternal Echoes is meant to embody her enduring spirit, her ability to reinvent herself, and her determination to conquer many obstacles during her lifetime. The opening theme is performed as an English horn solo, which was her most favorite instrument to play of the many instruments that she played. My mother had a huge impact on my love of music, a love which I hope to pass on to the many students I teach. We hope you enjoy Eternal Echoes. This next piece also means a lot to many of us as well. In fact, I think all of us. It's called A Mother of a Revolution, written by Omar Thomas. And this is a program note from the composer himself. This piece is a celebration of the bravery of trans women, and in particular, Marsha Pay It No Mind Johnson. Marsha is credited with being one of the instigators of the famous Stonewall Uprising of June 28, 1969, one of the pivotal events of the LGBTQ liberation movement of the 20th century, which is commemorated annually during the Worldwide Gay Parade celebrations. Existing as a trans woman, especially a trans woman of color, and daring to live authentically, creating a space for oneself in a transphobic world is one of the bravest acts one can imagine. Over 20 trans people were murdered in the United States in 2018 alone, the year before this piece was written. There is no demographic more deserving and frankly long overdue for highlighted heroism and bravery. The disco vibe in the latter half of this piece is meant to honor a sacred space held amongst LGBTQ persons, a space to love, live, mourn, heal, strategize, connect, and dance in defiance of those outside forces who would seek to do LGBTQ persons harm simply for daring to exist and take up space. And I would like to mention, if you were to Google this piece, you'd find a headline that came out just a couple days ago. There was a high school in Wisconsin that was preparing this piece for their spring concert. Their school board caught wind of it and prohibited them from performing it. So I want us to know that it's very important that we continue to speak on everyone's behalf, to be equal, and to know that we're lucky to be in this community, but that we need to make sure that we're always promoting advocacy for everyone in all the surrounding communities and everywhere. So this is A Mother of a Revolution. Before we play our final piece for the evening, I would like to take an opportunity to